By forever, 30-minute poetry master free, spit into thee. In vain I hide my heart's fierce pain, in vain pretend to enter calm. I can't be calm a single hour, I can't no matter how I try. My heart by sighs, my eyes by tears, reveal the secret misery. You make all my efforts vain, you who stole my liberty, bringing a savage fate to me. You troubled my spirit's peace. You changed my freedom to a jail. You turned my delight to sorrow, and secretly to my bitterest hurt. Perhaps you sigh for some other woman, man, perhaps devoured by a useless passion, as I for you. You suffered for her. I long to see you. When I do, I'm mad, anxious let my eyes give me away. I'm troubled in your presence, in your absence. I'm sad that you can't know how I love. Shame tries to drive desire from my heart, while love in turn tries to drive out shame. And in this fierce conflict, though thought is clouded, the heart is torn, suffers, and it burns. So I fling myself from torment to torment. I want to shut my heart, ashamed to do it. I don't know what I want. Oh, that's true. What I do know is I'm filled with sorrow. I know my mind's held prisoner by you. Wherever I am, it conjures your dear image. I know, consumed by the cruelest passion. There's no way to forget you on this earth. I was asleep on a hill, a high hill, nightingale. I heard you calling. My soul itself could hear it in the very depths of sleep, now sounding, now resounding, and now sorrowing, now laughing, flowing from the distance to my ear. While I lay there with Callisto, a song sighs, cries, and thrill me in the very depths of sleep. If after death I lie there in a sleep that's dull, unending, and these songs no longer travel in my ear. If I cannot hear the sound, then of the happiness, that happiness and laughter of dancing or of glory or of joy, then it's life on earth I'll cling to. Kiss my darling one, and kiss her, and as I listen to a distant nightingale, I have built a monument, marvelous, eternal, higher than the pyramids, harder than metal, of fierce gales, and thunder will not shatter it, nor will the flight of time erode it. So now, not all of me will die, the inner part will cheat death, free from all decay. My fame will grow and never fade, wherever the Slavic race is honored. Word of me will pass from the white sea to black, where never a Volga Don and a Ural rivers flow, and among the countless peoples all will know how I traveled from obscurity to fame, the first adventure in our Russian tongue, to celebrate aloud Felicita virtues, to speak with warm simplicity of God, and with a smile utter truth. The princess, oh muse, take pride in your hard-won reward, scorn all those who show scorn for you, and with untroubled and unhurried hand crown your forehead with eternal dawn. You stood there in silence, your sad gaze full of feeling. It brought to mind the past I loved, your last gaze on earth for me, and you vanished, silent angel, your grave celestial peace. All earth's memories are there, all the thoughts of heaven, sacred, heavenly stars, silent night, a memory of the heart. You're stronger than the sad memories of reason, and often from a far-off country you bewitch me with your sweetness. I remember the loved voice sounding. I remember the eyes of azure. I remember the careless curling strands of golden hair. A shepherdess without a rival. I remember her simplicity of dress, the unforgotten, the dear image that stays beside me everywhere. My guardian spirit, granted me by love to bring me solace in separation. Do I sleep bending over my pillow? It will ease my saddened rest. There is a green oak by the bay. On the oak of a chain of gold, a learned cat night and day walked round on that chain of old. To the right it spins a song, to the left a tale of wrong. Marvels there, the wood a sprite rides, and the leaves a mermaid hides. On deep paths of mystery, unknown creatures leave their spore. Huts and hens lay eggs, legs you can see, with no a window and no door. Wooden valley vision brimming there at dawn. The waves come washing over sands and silent shore, and 30 noble knights appear, one by one, from waters clear, attended there by their tutor. A king's son passing by takes a fierce king prisoner. A wizard carries through the sky. A night past all the people there. Over forest seas they fly. A princess in a prison pines, whom a brown wolf serves a pride. A mortar, a baba, a yatka inside, takes the old witch for a ride. And King Kashi grows ill with gold. Its Russia, restless scents unfold. And I was there, and I drank mead, med. I saw the green oak by the sea. I sat there while the learned cat told his stories here, one that I remember, and I'll unfurl a story anew for all the world as it spins and it twirls. In those days when life displays moved me with their freshness still. A young girl's glance, the rustling glades, the nightingale's sweet midnight trill, when elevated feelings shone, freedom, glory, purest love, and the muse inspiration stirred profoundly in my blood. My years of hope grew darker, my joys were dimmed by longing for them. Then some evil spirit started to come to me in secret meeting. The hours we spent were mournful, his smile mysterious, and his gaze, while his cold poison chilled my soul. His caustic speech, his bitter ways, with slander's endless stream. He tempted Providence, called all beauty but a dream. Inspiration mind, robbed of sense. He scorned both love and liberty, the whole of life. He ridiculed, found not a single thing that he might praise in all that natural ruled. Here in a foreign land, I perform an ancient rite. I free a bird from my hand, and spring's cascade in light. The act consoles my heart. How can I grudge God's will if I can grant some small part of creation freedom still? On the hills of Georgia, a darkness I hear, a ragva's roar, a light and sad my grief, transparent, my melancholy filled with you, and you alone my sorrow, still untouched and unmoved, and my heart flames again, and loves for what else can it do? I remembered on the marvelous moment you appeared before me like a transient vision, like a pure beauty spirit, lost in hopeless sadness, lost in the loud world's turmoil. I heard your voices echo, and often dreamed your features, your years past. The storm winds scattered the turbulent gusts of that dream, and I forgot your voice, its tenderness. I forgot your lovely face remote in my darkened exile. The days dragged by so slowly, without grace, without inspiration, without life, without tears, without love. Then my spirit woke, and you appeared again, like a transient vision, like pure beauty spirit, and my heart beats with delight and ecstasies inside me, ecstasy inside me, and grace, inspiration, and tears, and life, and love, there in the land where the waves break on empty shores forever, and where the moonlight makes a sweet warm twilight hour, where the harem's languid days delight the musal man therein enchantress caressed me and gave me this talisman, and caressingly she said, Miss, my talisman will not save you from sickness or from death in a tempest or in storm, but in it there is power, my beloved. Mysterious virtue is the gift of love. To take care of my talisman. It will not bring you riches out of the shining east. It will not force the prophet's horde to obey you in the least. It will not transport you from a dreary alien land, from south to north, to your native place, to your friends, my talisman. But when betraying eyes bewitch you, suddenly our lips kiss without love, in the night's uncertainty, my beloved, it will save you from deceit, from oblivion, from fresh distress, to your wounded heart, from wrong. Miss, my talisman, I loved you. Love may not have died completely in my soul. Don't let it disturb you. I don't wish you any pain. I loved you without hope or voice, with diffidence, jealousy, as tenderly, truly as God grant you may be loved again, bound for your distant home. You were leaving alien lands. In an hour as sad as I've known, I wept over your hands. My hands were numb and cold, still trying to restrain you, whom my heart told never to end this pain. But you snatched your lips away from our bitterest kiss. You invoked a never place than the dismal exile of this. You said, when we meet again in the shadow of olive trees, we shall kiss in a love without pain under cloudless infinities. But there, alas, where the sky shines with blue radiance, where olive tree shadows lie on the waters glitter and dance, your beauty, your suffering are lost in eternity. But the sweet kiss of our meeting, I wait for it. You owe it to me. It's time, my friend, it's time. The heart wants rest. The days slip by, the hours take away fragments of our life, and you and I plan how to live in. Just like that, we die. No happiness on earth, yet there's freedom, peace. I've long dreamt of an inevitable fate. I've long fought a weary slave to fly to some far place of labor and true joy. A silence, hide yourself, conceal your feelings and your dreams. Let them arise and set once more in the abyss of your spirit. Silent white stars in the night, wonder at them, and be silent. And how can one's own heart speak? How can another know? Will they see what you live by? A thought once spoken is a lie. Trembling the streams, you cloud them, drink from them, and be silent and know how to live deep inside. There's a universe in your mind of mysterious thoughts, enchantments. They'll be drowned by a world outside. They'll be driven off by daylight. Hear them singing and be silent, my darling. I love your eyes with their miraculous flash of fire when you lift them for an instant, and the lightning from the sky cast a swift glance around you. But there's a greater magic still, your eyes downcast, and a passionate kiss, and through your lowered lashes the dark smoldering flame of desire. I knew two eyes, those eyes, oh, how I loved them, God knows. I couldn't tear at my soul. I couldn't tear at my soul from their intense bewitching darkness. Such sorrow, such passion showed in that deep gaze, laid a life bare, such depth, such sorrow, sad and self-absorbed, it trembled in the deep shadow of her lashes, wearied like sensual pleasure and deadly like pain. And in those magic moments there was never a time I meant it without emotion or admired it without tears. She sat there on the floor and sorted the heap of letters, scattering them abroad. So, like so many chill embers, lifted each familiar page while gazing at it strangely as a soul above might gaze on its discarded body. Oh, what life lay here, so irrevocably lived. How many bitter hours of love and joy now dead, and I stood there silently, ready to fall to my knees. It saddened me so deeply, as if a dear shade stood by me. I walk on down the road in the quiet evening light. My heart is heavy, my legs are weary. My dearest one, can you see me? Darker and darker on earth. The last glint of day is done. This world where we work together, my angel, can't you see? Tomorrow's sadness and prayer. Tomorrow, that's day's anniversary, my angel, wherever souls may be. My angel, can't you see? Indeed, a noon heat, a gorging, a day stand. I lay still, a bullet in my chest. The deep wound was still red hot. Blood seeped drop by drop. I lay lonely on the gorgeous sand. The cliff ledges towered around. The sun burned their yellow heights, and I slept like the dead. And I dreamed of a midnight ball in my homeland, gleaming light. Young girls wreathed in flowers, talking about me with delight. But one sat there, deep in thought, no part of the joyful theme, and her young soul, God knows, was plunged in the saddest dream. Her dream of gorging a day of stand, and that gorge a friend lay dead, a black wound in his chest, a dark blood, a cooling stream. Alone I come to the road, the stony track gleams in the mist of a calm night, listens to God, and star is speaking to star. all's marvelous grave, and the sky earth sleeps in the radiant blue. Why such pain then, such weight on the heart? Do I regret? Wait for something new. I expect no more from this life, and I've no more regrets for the past. I look for freedom and peace. I want rest and oblivion at last, but not the chill peace of the grave. I'd like to sleep for all time, so life's power slept in my chest, and it heaved with my gentle breath and enchanted voice in my ear, a singing day and night of love, and a dark oak the rustle over me and bend down from above. It was at the dawn of spring. The grass was barely green. Streams ran. The heat was gentle. A light shone through the trees. Now round shepherds flew. Yet in the morning world, and the slender forest fern was still so tightly curled. It was at dawn of spring, in the shadow of the birch trees, that you dropped your gaze before me with a smile. It was in reply to love, my love. Your glance was lowered. O life, O leaves, O sunlight, O youth, O hope. And I wept before you, and as I gazed at your sweet face, it was at the dawn of spring, in the shadow of the birch trees, in the morning of our lives. O happiness, O heartache, O leaves, O life, O sunlight, O the fragrance of the trees. When you read these anguished lines, where from hearts a roaring blaze of the flames issue, and passion's fatal flood swells and climbs, do you speak never a word to you how to credit it? And the steppe that night, when the midnight's fog, a premature dawn, a translucent, lovely and miraculous light for you, out of the darkness was born, and beauty to unwilling eyes made plain, drawn to those glories that the darkness rive. How can it be that nothing whispered then? Where there a man was buried alive, burned alive. How sad the alley send is lost, and once more in snow, once more silver snakes extend their trails through its icy glow. In the sky, not a streak of blue. The steppe is smooth and white. A single crow struggles through, beaten against a stormy light. My soul is like frozen ground. There's no sign of morning there. My languid thought sleeps sound over my work that's now laid bare. Yet in my heart hopes still glow, that by chance once more my soul, grown young, may know its homeland as before, the land where storms pass swiftly, thoughts passionate and pure, and where the chosen few can see spring's beauty flower once more. How deep and dark the delirium, how clouded the moonlight heights, to have touched a violin so long, and yet not know the strings in the light. Who wants us now, who lights two faded melancholy faces, and the bow felt someone suddenly seize them and bring them together. Oh, hot one, tell me the one thing in the dark. Are you the same, and the strings press close, caressing sound and trembling in the caress? Is it true? Yes, enough separation, and will not part again. And the violin said yes, though its heart was gripped with pain. The bow knew, and was still, but the note rang in the violin, and what seemed like music to others was torment and ruin to them. Until dawn, the player did not quench the candles, the strings sang on instead, and the sun alone found him drained on the black velvet bed among the worlds. One bright sphere, one stars, a name alone I utter. It's not that to me she's dear, it's that I pine among the others. And when I'm torn with doubt, to her alone I pray for insight. It's not that she shines out, but with her I need no light. I knew she would return to be with me. Anguish with the tinkle and slam of the watchmaker's lid. He who clicks the lid open, couples the steel heart's tremor to the wings whirring, and uncouples them again impatiently. Cicadas beat their eager wings. Are they glad as happiness near, and end to their suffering? They have so much to say, so far to go. Ah, our ways, a sickada, a kickada, a separate so, our friends. Friendship here's a miracle. Our friendship here's a miracle. You and I, we are only together a moment till the lid opens on the sky. It will tinkle and slam, and you'll be very far away. In a moment, she'll silently return to beat with me anguish. Beneath green and copper goes the coffin on its way, terribly tilted to the nose, like tableau on display. Doesn't want to draw breath there into that empty chest. That the last snow, white but somber, a muddy road at best. Only a sprinkling turbid poured in decay. The sigh of black spring, stupid gazing into the fish's eye. Past, a brown roof shingles peeling, past plaster walls greening, then over the numb clearing, its birds on swollen wing. Mankind erodes here, mud, these ruts you breathe, but nothing is sorrier than the meeting up to deaths. If you're a poet and want the power to live forever in human mind, strike hearts with imagination's music, temper your thoughts and passion's fire. Have you seen old Tulladin daggers? They're the best wherever you go. The model on the blades sent Miodo, but be without fear, tempered by fire. When they fashion the red hot steel, they inlay the gold design with neat low. And the twin maiden metals, one separate gleam, a living beauty down the years, so that your dreams will always glow, so that your soul will live forever and ever, and lay the steel in your palms with gold, pour molten fire into words that echo. Whoa. We were four sisters we were, at evening above the restaurants. The sultry air is savage heavy, and the breath of spring corruption holds the sound of drunken shouting far off over the dusty streets of boredom of suburban houses. The bakeries glit, a sign glitters faintly, and there's the noise of children crying, and every night beyond the toll, the expert wits in bowlers' hats, tipped at a rakish angle stroll along the dishes with their ladies on the Lake Oars Creek, and somewhere a woman shrieks while the moon's orb in the sky, a nerd leers mindlessly, and every night my only friend is reflected in my wine glass, quiet like myself and stunned by sour mysterious drink, while nearby waiters half asleep around the neighboring table pass, and drunks with their rabbit eyes cry out in vino veritas. And each night at the appointed hour, or is it only in a dream I see it, the form of a girl clothed in silk, moves across the misted pane, passing slowly through the drunks, and always on her own, sits down by the window scattering a mist and perfume, and her stiff silk of brocades, and her hat with its dark feather, and her slender hand clothed with rain's breath, the air of ancient stories, and bewitched by mysterious nearness, I gaze through a shadowy veil and see an enchanted shoreline and an enchanted distance. Hidden secrets are given to me. Someone's son is for me to told, and the sour wine has entered into my labyrinth soul of my soul, the labyrinth of my soul, the soft ostrich plumes knot gently in my brain, and blue, unended eyes bloom in some distant place. A treasure's buried in my soul, and the only key to it is mine. You're right, you drunken fool. I know there's truth in wine. I'm nailed to the bar counter. I'm drunk, couldn't care less. Off in the silvery mist, a sleigh has flown with my happiness off of the sleigh. Buried deep in time's snow, wasted years, it merely sifts over my soul. From hooves, its silvery mist appears, and the deadened dark sparks fly, sparks at night, light the night. The sleigh bells jingle on, and tell of happiness its flight, and only the glided hardness shines at night, rings at night, and you, my soul, my deadened soul, drunk, all right at night. Do you recall in our sleepy bay, the green waves were sleeping when battleships in the line ahead entered soundlessly creeping before all gray, and for an hour we were full of questions, while the sunburnt sailors strolled along the shore, and past us the world became more enticing, wider than they were in motion. We watched all four of them slide into the night and the ocean, and the sea was dull once more, and the lighthouse blinked madly when from the semaphore the last signal shone sadly. How little we children need in this life, you and I. The heart cheerfully finds joy in the slightest thing that goes by. You've only to find a speck of dust on your knife from some alien land, and the world will appear miraculous, drenched and bright, a misting on over every hand. Oh courage, oh achievement, oh fame, I forgot all of those on the sad earth. When in front of me on the table, your face shone in the simple frame, but the hour struck. You left the house. I flung the dear ring into the dark. You put your fate in another's hands, and I forgot your lovely face. Days went by, circling a cursed swarm, a passion and drink, a torment in my life. I remembered you before the altar. I called to you as if to my youth. I called, but you never looked back. I wept, but you didn't relent. You wrapped yourself sad in a blue cloak. From the house to the wet night you went, oh dear and gentle one. I don't know where you found shelter for your pride. I sleep, I dream of that blue cloak in which you entered the wet night. I no longer dream of tenderness, fame, that's all over. My youth is past. From the table, with my own hand, I removed your face in its simple frame. Night street lamp, a pharmacy, a dull, a meaningless light. Live another quarter century the same. No exit in sight. You'll die again. Begin it all, and as before, all will repeat. Night icy ripples on the canal, pharmacy, lamp street. All that is fragile, all that is transient. You have buried in the centuries. Like a child you sleep, Ravenna, in the drowsy arms of eternity. The slaves no longer bring mosaics through the arches built by Rome on the walls of cool basilicas. Golden fire is dying down. The rough sepulchral vault has softened to the moisture's lingering kiss, where a green film coats the graves of monks and empresses. The burial vaults are silent, their doorways dark and cold, lest a black-eyed Gala's holy gaze awakes and burns through stone. The blood-stained track of war and hurt erased all memory gone, lest Palasidia's voice stirred to life, sings the passion of times, long done. The seas receded, and the roses clean around the ramparts stone, lest Theodoric dream life storms as he sleeps soundly in his tomb, and the vine set wastes the houses and the people, all are tombs. Only a noble Latin cut in bronze sounds like music from the stones. Only in the intense quiet gaze of Ravenna's girl's regret for the sea that will not return still shyly flickers on, as yet only at night, bent over the back lace, taking stock of the centuries to be. Dante's spirit will aquiline profile scenes of new life to me, and your secret music are messages of life, dark disaster, accursed on all that's holy, happiness, desecration, and so seductive power. Ready to repeat that you drew angels from heaven, enticing them to your feet, and when you scorn faith, that gray blue halo I once saw before begins to glow above you. Are you good or evil? You are inhuman. They tell strange tales about you. For some you are a muse miracle, a spiritual, multiple dimensional. For me you are torment and hell. I do not know why. In dawn's hour, when I was finally exhausted, I saw your face did not die, and asked for it, your soulless. I wished us enemies tell me why. Rhymes echoing through my mind, crueler than northern nights, sweeter than golden wine, brief as gypsies girls love, your fearful hand on mine rhyme, echoing through my mind all night, trampling dear and holy things was such a fatal pleasure, and this passion so bitter was the heart's wild delight. Nurse of spit rhymes all day and all night, echoing from my mind all day and all night, yeah, echoing infinite rhymes all day and all night, echoing from my mind.